Okay, we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome, everybody. Hope you're doing great. Here is 9:50 p.m. local Shanghai time. Let me know where you're at. So we are live on YouTube now and also Instagram. So I will go for maybe 15, 20 minutes or so. And for the ones on YouTube, you maybe can see the topic is about dreams, achieving dreams, and in our case, we're going to talk about tennis dreams. So you're very welcome to join and drop a question or just comment. I will kind of go through certain topics that I planned, but I'm very flexible, with these lives, and I'm very happy to answer some questions. I will most likely focus on YouTube here, so bear with me, guys. On Instagram, I will take a look at time every now and then, so be kind of persistent with your questions. I will be happy to also there. But so here's the camera for YouTube. I'm looking away, but I'm also aware of you guys there on Instagram. So yeah, it's been a long day, and I've decided to go for the live because I was a little bit inspired in Brazil. Hope you're doing fine there, and thanks for joining. It's really amazing to have this platform, and thanks everybody for being part of our community, and for following TENFITMEN and watching our videos. Really means so much. So I just wanted to make that quick introduction. And yeah, the topic is about dreams. I think everybody here should and will relate to this. I think it's really interesting one, and I believe people should talk more about this because it's something that really drives us to do everything we do, and we should always be aware of that. And every time you wake up, you should have that in your mind, like what is your dream. And starting from your childhood, what were you dreaming about? So obviously here we have tennis community, but I'm sure there's many people around that also dream about different things. So I'm very open-minded, and we don't have strictly to stick to tennis here, but because I will talk about from my personal experience, I will definitely stick with tennis, and we'll go in that direction. But anyways, I'm really excited to be able to talk about this amazing topic, because and at the same time very grateful. So yeah, how I want to approach in this live is just to briefly say, from my childhood, how everything started, and then kind of go from there. As most of you are kind of aware that I'm a professional tennis coach and a player. I'm still training very hard and trying to stay in shape. I train with the professional players, with the top players in the world whenever I have a chance, when I'm in the tournaments. And when I was very young, as I started playing tennis when I was around 9 years old, 9.5, and which is a little bit late. So I was a little bit behind a lot of players in the club where I joined. So I was usually losing in the beginning, to pretty much everybody. I was always like an underdog. So that was kind of creating some fighting spirit in me. I always wanted to do extra, because I realized I had to do more, in order to catch up. But even though I was very young, still a kid, I could sense that I have a one little advantage over the others. And maybe I was not completely aware of it or conscious, but subconsciously I kind of knew, like, if I just persist, that I'm pretty much okay, and that I will kind of catch up. So that little advantage, as I can call it, was that I was more hungry. I was more hungry than pretty much everybody I knew around me, pretty much all the players. I cannot say everybody, but yeah, most of the players. Because in my case, I started playing because of my dad. He's also a tennis player. He's an amateur, but I started playing because I watched him play his tournaments, his matches, and I really enjoyed cheering for him and all this. He was always winning trophies and some awards. It was always special, and it was always making me emotional. I don't want to go into that. Just I want to kind of stick with the general topic, right? So please, if you feel I need to go in a certain way with this talk, please, remind me. I'm super fine with that, and be super, like, how you say, relaxed, and feel like at home, so you can really talk openly here. And so the point is that for me it was really not, how you say, very special to put more effort, because I enjoy that. I wanted to get better, and I enjoyed that, the struggle. So from the beginning, I was fine being behind and kind of catching up through harder work and through spending more time and finding ways to improve on all different levels. So from the beginning, I liked this sport because I found it super challenging. And as I mentioned again, I was behind, and that kind of, the spot of being behind. This is how everything started. So usually level in my I juniors tournament, beaten in my life, who were the same age. I think one or two guys, not too many. So most of them I've beaten at least once or more. And obviously Novak Djokovic is there. He's 1 year younger, and he's also one of the few players I've never beaten, and I played against him quite a few times. I think 4 or 5 times, and I've never even won a set. But I've beaten players who have beaten him. So it's kind of, goes in a circle, but you can never compare, like, in that way. Anyways, I'm going a little bit in depth here, but I just want to kind of give the context and the background. So let me know if it's a little bit confusing, or if you're kind of getting the idea where I'm going. But anyways, my childhood was like that, always like struggling to catch up, and then I was getting better at it. I was in general, I was enjoying the sport so much for one and one reason only, and that is because it was such a challenge for me. It was unbelievable difficulty on all different levels. Starting from learning all these complex techniques, getting in right shape, being physically prepared, and finally staying mentally strong, and developing that mindset that will take you later through all these difficult moments, and not just tough matches, but the whole process of training and growing as a player. So now, getting to the dreams, obviously from the very beginning I was always dreaming, to become one of the world's best players and compete on the world's highest level. I watched all the pros at that time. That was the era of Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi. So those two players were idols for most people, friends, tennis friends of this age. So that was, from the very beginning, and then you always do everything you can. At least in my case, I was going for that. Uh, Okay, we have a lot of questions here and people joining on Instagram. Sorry, guys, I didn't read. I'm a little bit struggling here to keep my thoughts, the train of thoughts. I hope you bear with me. But yeah, eventually, I wanna focus on that topic. The dreams, are the dreams really achievable? And I talk from my personal experience. I would like to hear if anybody here wants to share the story. You're very welcome. I will try to get to the comments, and mostly on YouTube here. That's where we are focused on. We have Instagram as well, but there's quite a lot of people joining. It's a little bit tough to keep the track, but anyways, yeah. So going for that dream. Uh, yeah, once you have the dream, you do pretty much everything you can, and this is what I did. I sacrificed, and I mean, I say sacrificed that I wasted or lost all these moments, or sacrificed other pleasures for this, because I wouldn't change 1 minute from my whole journey, and because I believe it was all worth it. And that's for the reason, because I realized one thing. You know, it's really not about. It's not about just, for example, you're preparing for the tournament, right? You're preparing for a match. So, and then you spend a lot of time for that. And then let's say the tournament comes, and then you even achieve what you prepare for. For example, you want to win the tournament or achieve a certain result. Once you get there, that moment, of achieving it, actually, the the period of it, like how long it lasts compared to the whole like preparation part, it's insignificant, like in terms of length, right? So let's say you win the tournament, and this happened a few times, in some junior tournaments, and on a national level, and even some international within Europe, where I made some big results. You are super happy and excited, but that excitement, it's actually not not what it's all about. So that's also for the reason, because it really lasts very short time. It can be like one day, maybe the second day, maybe the day after, you can also feel like special, amazing. But I also had some experiences where immediately after winning the title, and then I was doing stretching after the match, and then I was just thinking, okay, so what now? I won here. I beat all the players who I faced, and there were some big rivals. And then you kind of get this feeling, what now? What is this all about? Why I'm not feeling much more like happy or special? Even though I achieved the highest result at this tournament. So I think this is normal, and but why I want to talk about this, why I want to mention it, because it's not about that result, it's not about the ending, it's about everything else that comes to that. So it's the whole process, and you have to enjoy the whole thing, not just doing everything and then just getting it into that one small ending part, where you achieve it. So it's the same. I can kind of describe it the same as the whole dream idea, right? Like chasing the dream, achieving the dream. Yes, I just said that I always dreamed to be a professional tennis player, play at the highest level in the world, and obviously that did not happen. So I can go in a direction where I can say, okay, because of this, and I can make a list of 20 different things, or even 50, whatever, and then put that as an excuse, and then put that as an excuse, and all this, right? I can go in that direction, but absolutely it's not necessary. The other direction is to kind of accept it, right? And develop a certain level, not a certain level, very high level of self-awareness. So where you just realize, okay, some things, are just not meant to be, or just cannot happen for certain reasons. It comes from you, it doesn't come from you, it doesn't matter. It's just the way it is. But the whole point is that whatever you're doing, you're still kind of doing it in the way, or like connected to that dream, right? So you want to stay, in the same track, on the same track. And you should not think, okay, this didn't work out, so I'm just gonna completely quit, I'm gonna do something else. Or you get attracted by different things. For some people, that can be financial side. You can be like attracted to this, or like a lifestyle, different lifestyles, maybe different locations. So, but for me, it was more about understanding that maybe it was not meant to be. And even though I know it's you didn't do control. So in tennis, as you all may know, it's very difficult from a financial side if you don't have the proper support financially, and if you don't build a team and really go for it from that side. It's very difficult to actually give yourself the real chance. So, but I mean, I'm just one of thousands, if not dozens of thousands of players around the world who we were all in the same boat, right? It's just not everybody can go in that way and afford all this, playing all these tournaments, traveling, all the coaching stuff, the fitness coaches, and the whole team, everything. But yeah, it's interesting when you talk about dreams. So I would like to hear, what are your thoughts on that? What are your opinions? Do you think every dream can and should be achieved? And what is the ratio, or how to say, what is the relation between the people who really achieve the dreams, like 100% exactly what they dream about, and then what about the rest? So what is the ratio there? And also, what about how many people are able to achieve their dreams, but in a little bit different form, kind of reshaped dreams? So this, for me, this is very fascinating topic. I think you know self-awareness plays a key role here in this topic. So yeah, let me see if we have somebody dropping some questions. Okay. Wow, we have a lot of questions, a lot of comments there. I'm not able to go to get to all of them, but I'm still not making my point. So I apologize for that, and thank you for the patience. A little bit stuck. I lost the train of thoughts. I should have made like a bullet point here, but it's very kind of open format. So yeah, I hope some of you are getting the picture where I'm going at. But yeah, why tennis? Like, first of all, why this sport? I could say it was just by chance, because of my father, and then all this, and I can imagine myself being into pretty much anything else that is challenging. So this is the biggest part about the sport and the whole thing. Tennis as a sport and as a, like, whatever lifestyle, it's incredibly challenging. So this is something, maybe the way I'm wired, it's because I just get attracted to things that are super challenging, right? And for tennis, if probably most of you here who are following and watching this are playing tennis either for fun, or you're actually training and want to be on a competitive level. You know that on how many levels, and what is required to get to the like more advanced levels, right? So I could see myself doing like rock climbing, or even like kickboxing, or some of these things that are also considered super challenge. So I'm not just like super like fanatic or insane person about tennis, right? It's just, I think it's just circumstances led to this, to me playing tennis. And then I just really love the game. I started loving it more and more through watching the matches, in a local club, and I had my idols and all this. But then, through realizing that this sport is on that level, or on that extreme level of challenging activity, and also in terms of having the fighting spirit and everything, and the fact that you're alone there, maybe that's another thing. Some other sports or different fields, in life, there's a lot of things that you do in a team, not just in sports. You have businesses and all this, but some some sports or some careers, they require just one individual doing everything on their own. So that's like a special thing. I think it's also, you need to be wired in that way, right? So you have to be, I don't want to say introvert, but you have to feel okay by yourself, because a lot of time you will do some trainings, and on, in the end, when you're on court, when you're playing a match, you're just by yourself. You can have your coach or your friends or whoever, your team watching you, but on the court you're yourself, by yourself. So alone, you and your thoughts. So that's another thing about this sport, is very specific. So that's super challenging. So overall, tennis is a huge challenge, and this is what made me fall in love with it. And also, this is why I believe I'm still living the dream, because I'm able to play tennis and still compete, and do all these great things related to tennis, which is, as a whole, again, a huge challenge. And this is the whole point, right? As long as you can. So again, it starts from that, being self-aware, and knowing what you're all about, like who are you really. So for me, that was kind of a great discovery, that I'm just attracted to super challenging things. And recently, I mean, for the last 422 days, I've been also challenging myself with this crazy working out, and the work ethics, following that. So that's very exhausting and very mentally, physically tough. So, and I'm just drawn to the things that are challenging and require a lot of mental and physical strength. So, I think it's just about realizing who you are, and what you are about. So once you get that, and if you can also have something very specific, if you can find your niche, and you just have to stick with that, and you shouldn't be really concerned or obsessed with achieving a certain ending point or something, like as a goal. I think the goal should be just to be in the whatever fulfills you. And again, for me, that's like challenging myself on all these levels, and tennis definitely uh, you know it makes that happen, makes that a reality. So basically, I'm living the dream through playing tennis. And I didn't even mention about all this amazing, like, internet platforms and everything, being able to just share whatever you are doing. And by that, you connect with people who are on the same level, who have the same interests. And then you kind of build a community, and you also get such an amazing feedback. I think we are just blessed, to have internet and all these platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and everything together. There's like dozens of platforms. So that's another story, why I'm still able to kind of live the dream and achieve the dream in a different shape. And that's also like, getting all this great support from you guys, and all your messages mean so much, and just give me even more drive to keep going and to come up with new, different ideas, fresh ideas, how we can, just keep playing this game, and sharing the experiences and learning, getting better together, challenging each other more and more. So I think there are many more things coming up, and as I mentioned on Instagram story, I wanted to make some announcements during this live. But first of all, thank you so much. There are many comments now also on YouTube I didn't really go through, so maybe that's the time. I just wanted to kind of let it out, because I had this train of thoughts. It's a little bit kind of condensed. I still didn't maybe say everything. I should have, again, written down on the paper, but at least I just decided to click start, go live, so, and go from there, make it kind of spontaneous, open. I hope you guys don't mind and you appreciate it. It's not so easy. It's been a long day, so now it's 10:20 p.m. A little bit getting slow, with this talk. But anyways, I hope you kind of got the idea where I was going. So, achieving dreams, it's definitely possible. And I'm just talking from my point of view. It's possible because you just need to be doing what you really enjoy, not just what you enjoy, what makes you, what makes you tick, what is your own thing, just going for whatever it can be. It can be something super insignificant in terms of, does it bring the values to whatever others. It's just about being completely okay with that, and accepting that this is what I enjoy the most, what really makes me also go the distance, or what's pushing me, what's making me better. Because I think you always need first to start from yourself. If you make yourself happy and fulfilled, you will immediately also kind of, you would share that energy with others, and you will also affect or like impact others in a positive way. So always starting from there. I'm not trying to be like, I don't know, to share some like wisdom here. I just like try to say whatever it's on my mind now. So, and this is just my opinion. So that being said, I hope that was more clear. Oh yeah, just one more thing, because I was talking about this, I ask you if you can maybe give me an estimate about having the ratio from the people who achieve their dreams, the real big dreams, from their childhood. For example, Novak Djokovic, right? We all know his story. When he was 7-8 years old, he was making these trophies, Wimbledon trophies out of paper, and obviously that was his dream. And then he achieved the dream 100%, and probably he even like overachieved his dream, because he's on his way to become the best. He's on his way to become the best player ever in history, which is scary. And we are also happy that we actually live in the same era, and that we get to know him and watch him. And me personally, having him as a friend, that's just amazing. But anyways, so the ratio from those who achieve like him to the ratio who like don't achieve the dreams in any form, I think it's kind of sad that it's not even comparable. It's but I hope that people can kind of be more self-aware and accept the fact that how many dozens of thousands, let's say in tennis, not everybody can achieve that, right? It's physically not possible. So there's going to be only one, and this is like 0.00. What is the percentage? So what about all the rest? Or what about everybody who was like putting so much effort? It just means that that was not their dream, right? Their dream is in other shape, in other form, at some different place, different time, but you have to be aware of that, and then you have to just find out what is your thing, and why are you here for, what are you meant to be. So that's it. And just to add on that, to be 100%, how to say, without regrets, you want to make sure that you do everything you can that's under your control, that you, and one day you can say, yes, I gave my best, I gave my absolute best every single day, and I'm happy, and this happened because of that, and this opened this door because I was so hungry, and I kept searching, I kept working for it, and in the end this amazing thing happened I could have never even imagined. So that's it. We can go on for a long time on this. I would like to read a few questions here from the YouTube. So I appreciate everybody here for the patience. I went a bit longer here, but anyways, let me go quickly. Let me know again where you're at. At the moment, we don't have so many people all together. If you want to know, I don't know if you can see, on YouTube we have 17 people. Thanks guys for being here. On Instagram we have 8 at the moment. Yay, so it's 25 total. Okay, that's good. 25 all over the world. Let me know where you're at. What strings the racket? I'll try to stick with the top, like questions that are relevant to the topic. Sometimes it's just about being lucky. Most of the professional tennis players had the chance to play tennis since their childhood. That's true. That's true. In his era, their families were fortunate enough to support them financially. I agree. There are so many different criteria, different factors, that play a role. But in the beginning, I said I don't want to put all these things as excuses. I wasn't able to travel. I wasn't able to afford this and this coach. You just have to accept it, and then just do your best. Well, as I said, what's under your control, then that's going to make a difference. And so that's it. Let me see. How do you break in? Can you come to Serbia this summer? I hope so. I would really like to. My family's there, and hopefully the virus situation will calm down, and we will be able to travel, maybe even without quarantine here in China. What strings? No. Okay, it looks like my dad was here. I don't know if he's still here. He said he's listening and a little bit learning some English. Ciao, Tata. Okay. Let me see. Which pro player would you most love to have hearing session with? Well, that definitely now it will be Roger Federer, because he's slowly, he's not gonna play for long. So I hope that day will come. We'll see. Would you say a break helps with confidence, playing ability? Been training hard and feel a bit burned out, Peter. Yeah, definitely. It's very tough to train without breaks, because you kind of reach that ceiling, and you burn out a lot. I can tell you about this. It's 422 days today without single day off. But on Sundays I would kind of get some rest and recharge. I would mostly have like early morning tennis trainings, and I would do some stretching, but it was pretty much never a day off. And yeah, I get burned out pretty much every few days. I don't know, just for me it's now a challenge. For me this is a challenge, and I know it's not the best. I got some injuries, and I'm training with an injury, but I accepted that, and I said this is for the sake of my mentality, and I think it's it's more important, and I want to sharpen the mind, the mindset. So I want to keep proving myself that I can do all these things even if I'm feeling tired, exhausted, injured, burned out, and all this over and over again. So I don't know for how long, and I'm not thinking about the numbers. So we'll see. In order to be a professional tennis player, first of all, you have to be passionate. But aside from that, you also need to have a good trainer who is constantly motivating and pushing you forward. Okay, that's from the same person. Thanks, Enes, for all your for sharing your thoughts, and I agree with that. Definitely, the passion has to be. I think, yeah, the passion is. I think it's a part of being a professional. I don't believe every single player out there that you're watching on on TV and the top guys, they are not all of them are so passionate about tennis. Some of them were just forced into it, and others are also crazy about the sport. So I think that's always an advantage, because as everything else, when you have the passion, it's not hard for you to do extra, which is also my case. And if you're hungry, that's a huge plus. So that's it. We admire your passion and the work you put in, and for thanks, the insight behind the mind of working tennis player. Thanks so much. I actually used your backend tutorial and coaching session. It was very helpful. Thanks so much. Thanks for all. I'm really happy that it helps, because for me, I don't know if it's two-handed or one-handed backhand, but for my two-hander, I spent so much time, and I was struggling with that in some junior years, and I was rediscovering, experimenting, and I'm still working on it literally every day. So it's also the process, and this is what makes everything super super exciting, super fun. It's the process. It's not achieving or like winning a certain tournament, becoming world number 100 or whatever. It's just being in that process. So love your videos, very helpful. Watching from New York City. How many points is your racket balance point? Ooh, I don't know actually. I think it's just the regular from the store, so I didn't customize it yet. But I'm gonna get new rackets soon coming. Wilson, that's another very great news for me. I got this contract with Wilson here. I'm gonna get some equipment, so I will get some rackets and I will customize them soon. So I will definitely make a video on that. So that's coming up. I have a match today at 4:30. I'm watching in Ohio, United States. Hello for Ohio, and I hope you get some good vibes here, good tennis vibes. Going for that tennis dream, and hope you have fun. I think, and number one thing in all this is to have fun. So enjoying the process, and that's what it's living the dream about, having fun. So. And this to the point where we don't play tennis just for that moment of winning winning a tournament or whatever, becoming number one in the city, in the region, in the country, in the world. Okay, maybe if you train, you become number one in the world. That's definitely a motivation. But I'm saying that very moment is short, right? For example, you're not training just to win a match and then feel happy about it, and that's it. If you think about it, right? If you think a little bit more, you should have fun all the way. The same as, we all talk about work. You don't want to do something that you hate to do, and then you do it for like what, 8 hours a day, which is one third, 33% of your life. You don't want to do something you hate. So the same here. You train and play so much, not just for that ending point. So the same for work. You should not do all this just for the day of salary, but you need to enjoy everything, the whole process. So that's it. Do you know Nikola Milovic? Yes, of course. Amazing Serbian player. Do you think you can still into pro player at 19 years old? Well, depends when you started. If you started at when you're 18 and now you're 19, it's definitely impossible. But if you've been playing for at least, I don't know. Nowadays it's very, very competitive, but some players they get to their best form, later, like in late 20s. So, depends when you started. I think you have a chance if you've been around for some years. Thoughts on Nick Kyrgios, one of the most talented players, ever. And but you see, for him, let's say, to put him in the context of this, the dream, and like being self-aware, being who you are, what you're all about. Many people are criticizing him for playing and behaving like this, but my opinion, if somebody forces him and corrects him, like to behave, for example, as Roger Federer, to play normal, not to do all these trick shots, because some people said if he didn't play some trick shots, he would win a match against this and this player. But then it wouldn't be him, right? It won't be real Nick Kyrgios, and in that situation, he wouldn't be maybe possible to achieve what he has achieved. So yeah, but definitely off court and some comments and behavior, it could be a little bit, you know, more mature, but hopefully he will get better. Even if you're 30 and you have a dream of becoming pro, you can achieve it. That's a little bit, that's a little bit too ambitious. Again, depends on when you have started. Depends on when you've started to train. Thank you, Cruz. Like in my channel, starting as an adult, what can you achieve? Being a coach in future, do you have to be a player to be a professional coach? Oof, that's a great question, Damien. Thank you so much. That's a good point. And here, guys, we have a very interesting topic, and this can be literally a whole new life. And I will definitely remember this as a topic. So, you start as an adult, and then what are your possibilities for later in life, if that's your dream, right? We're talking about the dream. And can you be a professional coach if you're not a player? It's possible. I don't think it's not possible. Definitely, most of the professional coaches, they were players at some point, not necessarily the world's best players, but it definitely helps to have the right mindset and to know the game inside out. But I think there are also exceptions. I think there are some coaches who have never played on competitive level, but I think you still have to be a tennis player, so you need to know the game. And but then again, some coaches, their strengths are more from a mental side. Maybe somebody can be an athlete in a different sport, as long as they have this mentality, it can be enough to guide a certain player if they already have good skills, right, at some point. So for example, for myself, if I talk about that, I think at some stage it will help me if I had somebody who has been a professional athlete, not necessarily tennis player, right? It could be also a very good fitness coach who is able to support you, even though they don't play tennis. And this was actually the case. And I know my long-time fitness coach from my hometown, and he still is, obviously, amazing athlete for different sports. He also plays tennis, but it's more like amateur club level. But his mentality, his energy, his approach to sports, professionalism, and the positivity, really gives you amazing vibes and great energy. which it's a huge support. And I know that he was traveling with some of the players, the pro players, even though he's not a tennis coach, and he was taking some players to tournaments, even though he doesn't play. So it's possible, and it's a great question once again. Darren, Milan, get yourself to Madrid Open. Looks like Roger is playing the event. It was announced today. Maybe you could get a hit with him. Nice. Actually, not last year. Oh yeah, for last year, I was in contact with Madrid Open organizers, and they accepted me as one of the hitters because I reached out to them, and they gave some conditions. I wasn't able. They told me you're not able to make videos, whatever, because they knew my channel. They knew I had some trainings, and I was considering still to go. I had to make a huge trip, but it was like it will be amazing, like experience. So wow, thanks for that. I'm gonna literally finish this live, and I'm gonna email them like within 2 minutes. So that's no, not just because Roger Federer. It's just like you reminded me of that, and but still, it will be very difficult for travel, and we'll see. I want to say the real inspiration to me, and appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's really feels it's priceless to hear that. Appreciate it. Just wanted to okay. Are you in the ATP, Eric? I am not. If you mean the rankings, I don't have rankings at the moment. I didn't play tournament for ages. Where can I get your shirt? Okay, Nick. Very happy to hear that. You can send me an email, and we'll see from there. I'm planning to make some new designs, and I have so many ideas. I was writing some different like motives, instead of this everyday small steps. There are so many. I did already the quotes. I'm gonna choose a few, and I'm thinking to redesign the logo, or just design like a small logo, not without the letters, but that really sounds good. That you also like this shirt. So yeah, you can send an email, or just send me a private message on any platforms, and just mention the shirt. That's it. Do you have an idea or dream of playing in professional tournaments among with professionals? I believe you can do it. You have got the skills and the good mentality. Again, thanks, man. It's very difficult, being honest. It's a different level. I mean, I was thinking at some point maybe I could try to play doubles, and at some level, if I could have one of the guys like from the doubles tour, like who already has like good rankings. I don't know how in terms of the rules, in getting into this higher tournaments, but it's very difficult. For singles, it's like just too far. The level is just insane. I could play futures, challengers maybe, but for these guys, I need to literally. It's like very far. The level is far. I could train with them. I could train, and I could be maybe on a team as a support for trainings to deliver some good serves, and to help them, push them, motivate them. I will be all about that, and hopefully at some point I will join some team. That's one of my goals in the future. Which surface you're the best? I thought I was the best on clay courts, the red dirt, but then I changed some of my shots. Now I think I'm pretty good on hard courts, so I'm not sure. Yeah. Uh, okay, Darren. How do you become a no? Sorry, this is Toby. How do you become a tennis coach? Do you have to go to university, or what did you do? Uh, no, my university, I studied industrial design and finance for masters, so absolutely different. And I mean, there are many certificates you can get as a coach. You have different levels. Based on your location, you can get, all levels. I think you just have to start from like whatever is ABC or 1, 2, 3, 4, depends where you are. I know in London there is LTA 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the levels and certificates, and you can start from that. if you talk about just like officially becoming coach, I think it's more about experiences, the passion and the drive, and being able to learn from other people. I used to be a hitting partner for pros back in the 90s. Wow. Yes, I'm old. Some of the best moments of my life. I hit with players like Greg Rosetsky, Thomas Enquist. It was really cool. Darren, thanks for sharing, man. That's impressive. Would like to hear more about that. How is that experience? How would you get started playing in challenger tournaments? Well, first of all, I would have to get healthy, 100%. I would have to change my daily schedule, the routines. I will have to just focus on myself, stop with all the lessons, and even my trainings, the workouts. I will have to tailor that specifically for tennis matches and tournaments, because now it's absolutely not very tennis specific wise. It's more just about the kind of workout ethics and challenge and kind of targeting all the muscles, but that's not necessarily the best for tennis. So I'm not really training for that now, like specifically. So it's a good question. I would definitely need somebody to be with me. I would need a teammate, so another player, and preferably a coach, somebody mentor, a guide, because that's a must, and that will be a very very interesting experience. And I'm not completely like how you say excluding that as an option. So I want to keep that as an option. So yeah, so I can still have this excitement and drive, because I want to play. I still want to play. I have been following you on LinkedIn. You're very inspiring tennis. Would love to see any tips for 40 plus intermediate level players. All right. Eric, when you start playing tennis? I was around 9. Kellen, I'm 16. I just lost 8 months due to spine injury. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that. I've been only playing for 2 years, but I dream of playing pro. If everything I have, do you think it's still possible? So 16, and you've been playing for 2 years. So you started when you were 14. Now lost almost a year. It's tough. First of all, very very sorry to hear about the injury, the spine. But so make sure that that's okay, and go for your dream. Just do everything you can. But first and foremost, be smart about your health and the body. Take care of that, and the sky's the limit. Why not? It can be. You can definitely become a pro in one way or another. So just go for it. Yeah. All right. So sorry guys, on Instagram I kind of put you on the side. It's not fair. I need to read at least a few. Okay. So let's go. Okay, this guy is very persistent. Who is this guy? Boca. Oh my goodness. Philip Kyrgios never had any support from his family, but still he made it. As example for not to have excuses. Exactly. Well said, man. You're 100% right, and this is why I don't ever like to talk about any of that things as an excuse. My question from Juan: what's some advice for good footwork and timing? I feel I've got much better footwork on my backhand than on my forehand. So this is a little bit off the topic, but footwork and timing. Yeah, there's a lot of tennis specific drills that help you. It's mostly and mainly about the coordination, right? It's about being able to literally control your feet. And this is why we say it's so good to play another sport such as soccer, where you have to move with the ball and then change quick directions, where you have to control your body. So I would say you can just simply do more soccer, or like do some of those tennis specific exercises with cones in different shapes, different positions where you can train your coordination and being able to go fast and stop and then keep moving, change direction. So you can work on that. Hope that helps. Can move to Florida to coach my daughter. Just kidding. Thanks so much. Okay, another question here. I'm gonna skip. Mm, I have a lot of footage to edit. Been playing a lot of tennis, but I got a new job that has been taking a lot of my time. Okay, this is a reply to somebody. Favorite pro to train with? Definitely Novak Djokovic. I don't think I need to say for which reasons. It's just for me also special because we are friends, from childhood, and that's such a, privilege knowing somebody like him, personally, and yeah, he's a real inspiration. Okay, I am someone very shy and socially. This is very difficult. I do not know how to progress. Oh, Victor. This is very difficult. I do not know how to progress. Okay, you can be a little bit more specific. I started playing 6 months ago, so challenging but love it. Okay. Uh, so the guys on Instagram, they maybe don't know exactly the context because I didn't put any title there. But anyways, thanks everybody for joining. And on YouTube, we also have a few new questions. So Eric's, thanks for the live stream, answer questions. You should do more of this often, like your videos, following channel for 2 years. Wow, amazing. Darren, I remember having such nerves and butterflies before hitting with pro because you want to do your best, exactly. But after the first, say, 10 minutes, you start relax and feel enjoy. Yeah. So yeah, we're on the same page, Darren. It is, and especially if you go on a court, if you're about to go on a court with one of these big guys, oh, the feeling is like crazy. Like that, you say you're excited, but definitely you're also so nervous, and sometimes the thoughts kind of creep into your mind, like, what if I start missing? What if, I don't know, this is not working, or they ask me to do a certain thing and I'm just like not making it, like, but the moment that happened, you kind of have to like switch that off and then immediately go in the direction of no, 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 it's going to be amazing. I'm going to hit every ball so clean. The sound of the ball leaving the racket, it's going to be perfect. I will move well, and I will enjoy it. And you're right, there are some moments in the beginning, you're like a little bit tight, and then once you get loose, once you feel the ball and there is some good connection also with the player, you feel there's a good energy. There is nothing comparable to that. For me, it's, I don't know, you almost become like part of their team for those like 30 minutes or whatever is the session, or you become part of the whole story. It's so special. Yeah, it's just amazing. And you love and enjoy every single second, and that's why I like to share those experiences. And I would recommend, if anybody has a chance, just do it. Don't ask for terms, nothing. Just do it for the sake of experience. It's just priceless. I will travel more. As long as this thing is over, I will travel and I will play as much as possible. I will hopefully can also join some team and be on board and have a different experience there. If you're with one player, but this is also special when you're warming up different players, and then you watch their matches, so you kind of cheer for them because now you're part of their team, because you warm them up, and you feel bad if they start losing. You feel, oh my god, this is because I did not hit good forehands today on that cross court, and then maybe in the match they miss some forehands, and like, no, you get this like kind of guilty feeling. But then on the other hand, once they play amazing match, you feel like you contributed. Are you now in position to monetize properly your content? Were you surprised to see all the benefits of publishing your content? uh, yeah, I'm getting some monetization on YouTube. I think that's the only platform I get that, and it's not much, and I don't even care. Like I honestly, I don't even look at that. It's absolutely secondary. So because I have incomes from other sides, and it's really not the reason why I do it. It's just I just like to connect and I like to share, and I think the feedback and the whole process of making the videos and learning through the videos and through analysis, it's actually making me making me better, a better player, better coach, and also improve as a person uh, overall as well. So that's it. What did you study to be a tennis coach? I studied I studied yeah, tennis grind, and just not giving up and going for that. Yeah, I started just being resilient. But if you mean in universities, I studied design and finance, so I was not in any sports major. So how do you become a hitting partner with the pros? It just have some things just happen, you might have to be get lucky, but you can also try to connect with different people, reach out, stay active. You have to be in a good shape. You need to be a good player. You need to have some solid strokes and potentially some weapon that some players can notice, and they can use that for the trainings. Pozdrav is Kore Isak. Hello for Korea. All right. So I went through all the comments there, and it's getting late here, guys. This was amazing. I did not plan to go for more than 1 hour now, but I appreciate everybody here. I really enjoyed all the questions and the comments. Thanks so much. Let's see. Let's go for one more. Okay. Okay, here's from Juan one more time. Considering you've done 400 to 422 days no rest, do you think one can play through some injuries without stopping? And if yes, what's the key you could share to doing this? I cannot recommend this. It's definitely not smart thing, and I'm not doing the smart thing. It's not good unless you want to go on an extreme way. And yes, you can keep training with injuries, but it's not good. It's not good, and especially if you want to go on the next level. And I know I might kind of contradict myself, but as I said, I'm doing this for the sake of different level mentality, because I believe that's what I was lacking off in my junior times, and even in when I started playing pro and some matches and some stages at college. I was lacking of the mentality, the mental strength, and I set that as a priority now. So I do all this, believe it or not for the sake of fitness and physical preparation, but for the mindset. So I hope that makes it a little bit more clear. Okay. Teams or Wawrinkas? I will go for team. How many hours a day did you train as a child? All day. Depends, of course, at which stage. But I remember it was at least 5, 6, 7 hours, pretty much every single day, even during school. Yeah, I was obsessed. I'm still obsessed. Okay. Psychological question: why do you try to be better than another person in tennis? Is it not egocentric? Wow, this is a good one. So why do you try to be better than another person in tennis? Is it not egocentric? It's just, I don't think it's egocentric. I think it's just the nature, the competitive nature, right? You just compete. You don't like to lose. You want to win, right? But I realize the goal is actually, and usually you're not competing against the person on the other side. On the other side of the net, it's mostly competing against yourself. So your opponent is on your side, and it's usually here. Your opponent is here inside your mind. So at least for me, if I'm able to to cope with that second person, and whatever there is conversation and there you have these thoughts, if you can maintain that stability there, it pretty much doesn't matter who's on the other side. And of course, there will be days even when you're like not kind of stopping yourself, when you're doing your best and your thoughts are clean and you're going in a good direction. There can be a better player that day. They can win, and that's fine. But I think, at least in my case, if I could, have clear mind and stable mentality, strong, I would have a chance against pretty much anybody. But unfortunately, I was always struggling, on that mental side, and that's it. So, yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Journey's the goal. That's the point. Well put, Lucas. So the journey, it's all about the journey, the process, guys. To wrap up this live, by the way, where the topic is, are the dreams achievable? And what about the tennis dream? Yes, the dreams are achievable, even though only very small percentage, 0.0000001, could achieve, becoming number one in the world, such as Novak Djokovic. But for everybody else out there, if you're dreaming about, something like that, just somewhere along the way, you will realize and accept it that, it's maybe not meant to be, and doesn't mean that you failed, or that you're not successful, or that you're like so bad, or you should not be harsh on yourself or criticize. You just accept it. You become more self-aware. See what are you all about. What is your strength? Where are you the best at, and also what drives you? And you just stick to that and absolutely put everything, so that later you don't have any regrets. And you will see eventually there will be some things will start happening, because you will keep doing what you enjoy the most and what makes you tick. You would keep being yourself, which is the key, being authentic, original, not caring, not looking others, not copying. Obviously you have idols, you can try to learn from them, and then get inspired, motivated, but the real thing should come from you, like inside. And this is where everything happens. And once you find that, you will be able to achieve your dream, because that dream will be kind of reshaped, and you will be living the dream every day, because, as Lucas said, it's about the journey. It's about the process, guys. So, conclusion, dreams are achievable as long as you are self-aware, and as long as you do everything you can, and do something that you enjoy. The doors will start opening, and you will discover some things you never could have even imagined. So, yeah, I think that was a good conclusion. Okay, we have a few questions, but guys, I really have to wrap up. Okay, just these last few on Instagram, on YouTube. What was the biggest strength you saw with Nole? That's not in this topics, but we all know Nole is the master of mentality. He's a monster. He's insanely strong mentally. I think you should do more live streams. It is fun listening to you. You're motivating me even through you're not my trainer. All right, that's amazing, and thanks so much for joining. You really you put some great content there and contributed to this live. So thanks for that. Do you have a live stream schedule? Do it whenever? Yeah, not schedule, but I should make it. I agree. That would be nice. Darren, thanks so much for your contribution as well, for sharing your stories. We should definitely connect. And yeah, reach out to me. I will the best with the percentage. Big love from UK. All right. We have if you're ranked, but improving journey. Okay. In your opinion, after living now for some time in China, what do you think? Why we do not see more Chinese players in pro. Yeah, just to answer, okay, to cover the question. Thanks for the question, and it's my friend. I appreciate that. I think this is my opinion, right? It's the mentality of the players here, not just players, the people. And if you look at the history, even in history, there were not many Chinese, like very successful Chinese players. People can argue it's the genetics, the physiques. I think it's the mentality primarily because I've been, coaching different places, and here also, I'm not only coaching Chinese. I also coach other Asian players and foreigners as well, because in Shanghai we have a lot of foreigners. The mentality of Chinese people and then therefore players, it's that they're just not into it that much. They're just not. They don't have the fire. They don't have the drive, or they don't show it. But the real feel, like impression, is that it's not just that they don't show it. They don't have it. Yeah, I never felt like they're like hungry and they're like, they don't show emotions. It's just I think you need that in tennis. You need to be like a tiger. You need to be a lion, because if not, these other guys, they will just eat you up. So that would be my answer. I hope that makes sense. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap up on YouTube first. Thanks so much again. Hope you enjoyed it, and I had a blast, even though I'm still super tired. Okay, this answer some questions here. So that was super fun. Thanks again. Looking for no slow-mo forehand yesterday. I think one more Eastern Europe. Okay, this is not related. So, guys, hope you have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you next time. I will try to make a schedule and announce it. I didn't make these announcements. I plan to do today, but there will be other opportunities, other chances I will do so. I'm sending a big hug and a lot of love from Shanghai, from China, for the rest of the world. Thank you, guys. I'll see you soon.